Hello friends, welcome back to another session of RabbitMQ. In the last session we did the installation of RabbitMQ in our local system. So now we will see one example of message publishing to the exchange and queue. We will create a queue and exchange and we will do the binding for that, and after that one we will from this dashboard only will publish a message and we will see the message. Okay, so let's go to our dashboard and log in with the default username and password. As you know, the default username and password is guest and guest. So we are not creating any user here. If you want, you can create user also. Suppose this is a guest and guest, username and password is the default one. You can update that password. If you want to create the user, you can see this is an administrator. If you want to add a user, you can add the user. You have to just create your username, password. If it is an admin or any other type of role you want to give, you can give. Okay, but we are using default one. That is our purpose is to learn the RabbitMQ. This creating a user and all you can do very easily from this dashboard itself. Okay, so first what we need to do, we need to create the queue with the following details. Suppose, where is the queue? In the queue section, if you see, we have an option to create the queue, add a queue. So queue name you can give, you have to just give the queue name and durable that you can keep as it is, and you can create the queue. So suppose I am creating here my queue simply fine, my queue, that's it. So you can see here one queue is created above, you can see my queue, and then we have to create the exchange. Now we will create the exchange, my test exchange. You can give the name, any other name you can give to the exchange also. So let's create the exchange. So here you can see add new exchange. You can expand this section and you can give here my my exchange. It's up to your choice, like how you should give the naming convention, what should be how you should give the name. We will see that in our next session when we will create this queue and exchange manually, and the binding also we will do manually. Currently it is not required, you just simply create a durable and add exchange. So you can see here is my exchange came. If you go to exchanges above, there is all exchanges, total are 8. By default RabbitMQ is giving some exchange, AMQP default, direct exchange, fan out exchange, header exchange, match, RabbitMQ trace, topic. So this exchange by default it is coming. You can keep them, you want to delete them, you can delete, you can create your own, but that is a default they are giving. So our is my exchange, that is a direct exchange, type is a direct exchange. Okay, now now see here if you see in binding section there is no binding, it is telling no binding. Binding means, if you see our diagram, let me open the diagram once again. Okay, so here one exchange can be binded to many queue. You have to bind the queue so that whenever message will come to exchange, then exchange can route that message to a particular queue. So for that purpose we need to do our relationship between exchange and queue. Then only that we need to do binding. We have to bind a queue with exchange so that message can travel, message can route from exchange to queue, and from the queue consumer has to consume that. Okay, so so here what we need to do, we need to add binding from this exchange. You need to bind the exchange to queue. Which queue? What is the name of queue? My queue. This is the name of a queue. You can copy this name and go to exchange, my exchange, the exchange that you created, to queue. You have to bind this to queue. What is the name of queue? This is the name of queue. Routing key, my dot key. You can give in this way. This dot, why we are using, we will see later. What is the use of dot and you just keep in mind, you if your routing key has a more than one word, then you separate with them, separate them by a dot. Okay, and just do the binding. So now there is a one binding. You can unbind also, you can remove the binding, but you can do if you want, and you can bind other also. If suppose you have wrongly binded this queue, you can remove this binding and you can create another binding. Okay, now go to exchange again, and we have to publish the message. So message, where it is published? Message is published to exchange first. Exchange will route the message to queue. Suppose for now I will create one more queue. One more queue I will create. So go to your dashboard, go to queue. So give here my queue 2. Simple. Add this queue. Now how many queues are there? 2 queues are there. And if you okay, one more, create one more queue, q3, so default classic q3. So how many queues are there? Total 3 queues are there. I am going to bind to all the queues, so my exchange is binded currently with the one queue. Bind with other queue also, q2, but in this case routing key is my routing 2.2. okay, it's binding. Another one, routing q3, routing key my routing key 3, bind. Now you can see one exchange is binded to multiple queue. Now the message, how it will give, how the message will be published. So you have to publish the message. How will you publish the message? You have to publish the message to exchange only. So we have created, now bind the exchange, we have done the binding also. Now publish the message. Where you will publish the message? Publish the message as following by providing the same routing key. Now we need to use routing key to publish the message. Suppose I want to publish the message to this exchange. Now we need to tell to exchange, you have to publish this message to particular queue. So how will you tell that one? There is a binding key, a routing key is there defined. You have to tell to exchange, this is my key. So on the basis of key, your exchange will decide in which queue the message has to send. So now open your dashboard and publish message. You can see downside binding, you can minimize this section. Publish message, routing key you need to tell. Yeah, exchange, this is exchange. Okay, you know this is exchange, my exchange. What is the exchange name? My exchange. You are going to publish the message to my exchange. Okay, this is the routing key and message. Hello, this is my first message from tech hub, please subscribe my channel. CHALL. Okay. Fine. Publish. Now the message will be published to which queue? The queue that is binded using this routing key. So publish. Yeah, message published successfully. Close this one. Go to queue. See the message. So if you see here in my queue, here is the queues, all queues are there. So from the queue, if you see my queue, type is classic, feature is D, args, static, ready. Ready means how many messages are there in the queue. How many messages are there? One message are there in the queue. Why one message? Because there is no publisher for that. Whenever publisher will be ready, to listen the message or ready to receive the message or read the message, this message will go to that consumer side and will be removed from the queue. Currently the message is there, so that's why this is a 1. If you open the queue, it is telling here clearly total how many messages are there. 1 message is there. How much messages are ready? 1 message is there, that is ready. Ready means it is ready to go. Ready to go to where? To the consumer. Where is consumer? There is no consumer at all now. So it is waiting. It's waiting. And even if you stop your server, if you shut down your system, and if you log in that system again and come again, then also this message will be in ready state. Always, until and unless you don't have a consumer, the message is not consumer, it will be staying in the queue. So that's why RabbitMQ or any other Kafka or any other message broker give the guarantees to deliver the message 100%. It will not lose. It will be definitely sent to the consumer. Just the condition is consumer should be up and running to receive the message, should be ready to receive the message. So one message is in a ready state. What is that message? You can see the message. Go to get message. How many messages you want to get? 2 messages. So 1 message. So what is the message? This is the message. Similarly, if you publish another message in this queue only, so go to the exchange, my exchange, and publish the message to this routing queue using this routing queue only. Hello or NAM, namaste, welcome to Tech Hub. We are learning RabbitMQ. Simple. And publish. Message is published to the same queue. Go to the queue. You see now how many ready messages are there? 2 are ready. First message is, what is first message? If you see here, get message, how many messages it will get? 1 means the first message. Hello, this is my first message from Tech Hub, please subscribe my channel. This is the first message. I want to get 2 message. Yeah, you can get a 2. Second also will come downside. Namaste, welcome to Tech Hub, we are learning RabbitMQ. These both messages are ready to send, but there is no consumer. So once consumer will be ready, this first message will go to this one and then second message will go. And if I want to publish another message to another queue, so currently if you see the queue, only we are publishing the message to my queue only. I want to publish to my queue 2 or 3. How I can do? Simple, just you need to supply the queue routing key. Whatever the routing key we are using to bind the queue with the exchange, we need to use the routing key. What is the routing key? 2. Now it will be publishing to another message. or okay, namaste, simply namaste. uh, how are you, simply whatever you want to give you can give, and publish. Message is published. And if you see in the queue, if you see in the queue 2 message is there, one message is there, and if you want to get the message you can get the message. See, this is the message. Okay, similarly if you want to publish to the 3 you can publish, just you need to give the routing key. Hello, hello, what should I give here? Please subscribe my YouTube channel, simple, and publish. Now this message is published and you can see in the queue. What happened? Why it is not there in the queue? Okay, it is there. Sometime it will definitely come. Okay, so there is a message and you can see this message, get this message, and that's all. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. That's it. So in this way we can create the exchange, we can create the queue, we can bind exchange with the queue and publish the message, but we cannot receive the message. Receiver will be your defined application. Consumer, that is also called consumer or subscriber. Publisher, subscriber, this is a publisher subscriber model only, or sender and receiver or consumer. So we have to create an application where that application will listen the queue, will be ready to listen every time. It will be ready to listen. So whenever the message is arriving, it will listen and perform the operation. So like that we can create a queue, exchange, we can do the binding from the dashboard. So in the next session what we will see how we can create a consumer application using Spring Boot, and how we can create a consumer application using Spring Boot, and how we can publish the message, how we will receive the message, and how we can configure the RabbitMQ in our Spring Boot application. In the next session we will see that. And one more, that is humble request to you, please make your financial support to us also, so that we can deliver our best content. You can pay through any UPI enabled payment system, or you can do via bank transfer also. So thank you and have a nice day. We will see you in the next session. Bye bye.